In today's MATLAB Basics, we're going to cover a concept called functions. Functions are something you should be familiar with from mathematics. So common functions might be, what is the sine of 1? And MATLAB would come back with the answer, or maybe you could say, what is the cosine of pi? And so the way we're going to be using it today is a limited sense, where a function is something that will take an input and give you an output. Let's look at how you would make your own function so that you can expand the language of MATLAB. I'm going to open an editor, and what I'm going to do is make a function that will do some scoring. So I know this is a function, so I need to give it the keyword at the very beginning, function, and then I want this function to take a vector of scores, maybe like Olympic judges, and then do an algorithm to get back the final result. So let's take a look at this and say that the result is equal to get score and score vec. Okay, now notice a few things that I've done here. I have made the function name get score. I like that because it's a verb. And then I've made the inputs self-descriptive so that it's easier to understand my code. Let's go down here, and now what I'm going to do is say that the result is going to be equal to, and let's just do a simple algorithm. I'm going to take the mean of score vec. So really, this is just a wrapper that's going to do the same exact thing as mean. But I just wanted to get started with something, and then we'll show how to make this more complicated and useful. I'm going to put the semicolon there so that we suppress the output. I'm going to save this. And now let's go to the command window. And I'm going to say R, I can use any variable I want, R is equal to get score. And let's say that one judge gave a 10, one gave a 7, one gave an 8, one gave a 9. And let's come back with the result there. That would be an average of 8.5. Now let's say that we want to make this scoring a little bit different, where we don't trust that the top two judges are really being honest. So we want to get rid of two of those scores. So what I'm going to do here is I can actually do some more inside here. I'm going to say that score vec is equal to purge top of score vec. So that means I'm going to call a function that is going to purge the top score. And I'm going to do that twice. So let me copy that. And so on. Now I could just go make another function called purge top that would do that for me. However, that's a very specialized function that's probably only useful within this function right here. Since not a lot of people are going to use that, rather than make it another file that you have to remember to carry around, we can actually make a sub-function. And what that means is I can just declare another function here. And let's see, that's a little bit too long of a name, I think, for such a short function. So I'm going to call it vec out for vector out equals purge top vec in. So notice again, it's a verb as the function name, and the inputs and outputs are clearly labeled. Now how am I going to do this? Well, I'm just going to say that I want to know the top value and the valid index of that top value is equal to the max of vec in. And now we're going to say that vec out is really just going to be vec in. And then we're going to have to purge that out. So I'm going to say vec out which index? Well, the valid index. And that might be a vector, because there might be 3 or 4 maximum values that are all the same. I'm only going to purge out the first one, like this. And I'm just going to set that equal to null. And so basically that's going to delete that value out of there. Let's save that. And now we've got a subfunction within this greater function. If we come to the command window, now if we run getScore, we're going to get rid of 10, and then we're going to get rid of 9, and we're going to have 7 and 8, expecting our value to be 7.5. There we are. Now I can see that I'm spewing out some output here, so I need to go back to here and put a semicolon on that. Let's try it again one more time. There we go, 7.5. So it looks like our function's working as expected. And then, just to prove to ourselves, if we were to say out is equal to purge top of 10987, this is not going to work because purge top is hidden within that larger function of getScore. The only place that you can call purge top is within this function up above. Okay, I hope this gave you some idea about what functions are and how to use them. Thank you.